MetaZoo made an announcement recently about local game stores and their ability to get future core sets from distributors. That they're starting to implement four rules. And the first one is that they must sign up and be registered on the MetaZoo Play Network. The second is that they need to sign up and be registered on the store locator. The third is that they have to have at least two MetaZoo sanctioned play events or release events on the MetaZoo Play Network per month. And the fourth is they need to continue the high standard of community and development and that the MetaZoo expects from local game stores. And personally, I think this is both exciting and has me kind of worried. But I have my local game store, and he's a really nice guy. He has good prices. They're not super low, but they're not really high. And I think he sells to multiple places in Canada. Like, he ships to different areas. And he's been in since Kickstarter. And he checks off 3 out of 4 of the new rules, just not the sanctioned play events. And he has even brought up MetaZoo before I was into it because I would buy Pokemon from him, and he just brought it up as kind of not trying to necessarily sell me on it, but just have I heard of it and that Pokemon fans seem to be liking MetaZoo, and he's really been helpful or a good supplier of MetaZoo to me. And he has a super small store. He has like glass display cases, which you can't play on or really, and maybe a table as big as this one here. So he's very limited in terms for that, and he does have a Fear and Blood tournament or event night over Discord, but I'm pretty sure someone else runs it, not him. Maybe because he doesn't know that much about Discord, I'm not fully sure, but I think it would be so cool if he started doing events. That I've been wanting to play for so long, and even if it wasn't playing events and just release events and I get to meet local people in the MetaZoo community who would maybe want to play or do something like that, but I really don't know what he's going to do in terms of that. And considering he seems to be really in support of MetaZoo, like I said, he was in since the Kickstarter, I gotta think he's not gonna want to lose his retailer or distributor status. Sorry, not distributor, but he does get from the distributors. And I really hope he fulfills that and makes 2 events per month because I'd be super excited and want to go to them. But we'll see how it goes, and I'm interested to see or hear what all of you think about the new rules and your local game stores and how you think it'll affect them, because I think personally it's more likely that it'll turn out for the good for the community rather than him just losing his status and no longer doing events. And then there's a big game store that's like an hour away from me, and they sell MetaZoo, and their prices are a bit more fluctuating than the local one here. But that one's so big, and if they started doing sanctioned play events, that could add so many people to the community. Because when I went there recently to pick up a spell book and a release event deck, there was a guy working there and he had a MetaZoo sweater on, and I talked to him, and he said something like, "Oh yeah, it doesn't seem to be a game that people are really playing." And I said, "Oh, well, did you hear about the $250,000 tournament?" He's like, "Oh no, like when did they announce that?" So clearly even this massive game store that I think is one of the biggest or the biggest in Canada doesn't, and a guy who has a MetaZoo shirt on in the store, who maybe I would expect is the one most knowledgeable working there about MetaZoo, considering he had their merchandise on, and he didn't even know about the event. So bringing more people into the community could be massively helpful, especially at a big store like that, which has multiple locations. So, yeah, the future, I think, is very positive for that, these new rules, and that I can't wait for more local places to start holding events so I can start attending them. And that's about all I have to say, and thanks for watching.